as we head to the 5th inning with the Texas Rangers on top 2-0 in Game 2 of this American League Division Series. And it is Matt Trainer who leads it off here for the Rangers and takes strike one from James Shields. It is Trainer, Bourbon, and Andrews. Works out to be 8-9-1 for the Rangers, and this was the combination that scored the Rangers' first run back in the 3rd inning with a little help from James Shields, who was charged with a throwing error. He led to the Rangers' first run. Ian Kinsler hitting a solo home run in the 4th inning, giving Texas their 2nd run of the contest. And a pitch in for ball 2, 2-1.
Well, Matt Trainer understands his job against James Shields right here. That's to get on base. You get on ahead of Julio Bourbon, as we saw earlier. They can play hit and run. Bourbon can bunt. There's a lot of things offensively you can do if you get on base to start the inning. And he did.
And he gets hit again. 2nd time that he's been struck by a James Shields pitch, and he's down to first base to begin the inning the same way the 3rd inning began. Bone. And we'll see what the Rangers and Ron Washington will try to do this time with this combination. He will try the bunt bid, and he fouls it back to the screen.
We know that Ron Washington will try anything. Put the bunt on the first pitch. Now he's liable to take the bunt off and ask Bourbon to hit and run. But you can see the Rangers know how to play small ball.
How strange is that statement based on years past in Texas?
It took Washington 4 years to believe in it, but it's finally hit home. Finally convinced these players that that will lead to winning divisions.
Trainer with a very short lead at first, again squaring, and this time taking a pitch up is Bourbon. Bourbon had 8 sacrifice bunts during the course of the regular season, and the Rays have double-barreled action now. Qualls, who we saw in the first game, is warming up on the right side. It's actually Chad Qualls on the right side and Randy Choate on the left side. As Julio Bourbon waits on a 1-1.
And put the hit and run on the last time Trainer was at first. And he moved to second on the ground ball out.
Gets the bunt down to 3rd. Longoria gets to it quickly and fires to second for the force out there. So it works against the Rangers that time, as Longoria right down the line was there to retrieve it quickly, got to him quickly, and he quickly was able to throw out Trainer at second base. Yeah. Andrews grounded out to short in the 1st, reached on a hit in the 3rd inning, as this one missing away, and shot it quickly to the backhand. No doubt times today when Shields has really struggled with his control. Lead at first base for Julio Bourbon. 1 out here in the 5th inning. And a 1-0. Andrews takes it outside again. This was a little closer, and it's 2-0.
Shields just missing on the outside part of the plate again, but now another 2-0 count. That's the pitch that Kinsler hit out of the ballpark. 2-0. Not that Andrews is a home run threat by any means.
Swings at the 2-0 and sends it through the hole on the left side into left field. A base hit as Bourbon moves up to second base on the 2nd hit of the game for Elvis Andrews. As the Tampa Bay Rays trailed 2-0, and Rangers looking for more as Michael Young will be standing in.
Shields looked pretty aggravated, yes, sitting on the bench. And he's still moving around, and he's not too pleased with this decision. Figuring, hey, you know what? I got us into that jam. Let me get a chance to get out of it. Only giving up 4 hits, but one of them left the yard.
2 on, 1 away. Michael Young will take a pitch for a strike over the outside corner. Well, for Qualls, 13 times he worked back-to-back days during the regular season. Here he is working back-to-back days in the postseason. And having to deal with the toughest part of this Rangers order that starts with Michael Young, Hamilton to follow, and to get that far, Vladimir Guerrero.
Great speed on the base, as you can see how Sean Rodriguez has to shadow Bourbon at second. That takes him out of his defensive position, jockeying back and forth to try to cut down the lead of Bourbon.
So 4 1/3 for Shields, 4 hits, still responsible for the 2 men on.
The Rangers are outplaying Tampa Bay at their own game.
It's outside.
It's always been the Rangers base runners that have gotten into the heads of opposing pitchers, and now it's Ron Washington's speed that's been a determining factor so far in this game.
And the Rays have had trouble getting their men on to have that opportunity to get the speed going that led the American League in stolen bases during the course of the year. First and second with 1 out here in the 5th. Young waiting on a 2-1 pitch from Chad Qualls. Young will hit it down the right field line in the air. Jennings goes as far as he can over by the pen, but it drops foul and jumps up into the seats. So another chance for Michael Young with a count of 2-2. And Shields having a hard time sitting on the bench. He keeps moving around.
Now you get a chance to make a start, and then you leave with 1 out in the 5th in a 2-run game. You have to feel like you've got an awful lot of extra energy pent up, and he continues to shake his head. You know he's got to be thinking, this was my game. Kinsler hit a 2-0 pitch out of the ballpark. The other run came manufactured by the Rangers.
2-2 to Michael Young. Sliced foul down the right field line, out of play.
Joe Madden doesn't have the luxury to sit back and allow James Shields to work out of it. Teams in the American League that have fallen behind 0-1 have come back to win the best-of-5 series 14 times. But when you fall behind 0-2, it's almost impossible to come back. 17 times American League team has gone down 0-2. Only 4 have escaped.
Did he go? No. Jerry Mills, first base umpire, says he did not. Yeah, James Shields and the Rays think he did. Full count.
Michael Young. Boy, that's a tough one. It was, the interpretation of the rule was a difficult one for sure. Check swing. There's no black and white definitive line, but the rule is meant to be interpreted if the hitter intends to hit the ball, and that looked like he intended to hit the ball.
3-2 pitch to Young. In the air to center field. B.J. Upton is going back towards the track at the wall. That ball is gone. A 3-run home run for Michael Young, and the Rangers open this one up on top 5-0. Michael Young gets another chance after it appeared he went around and hits a 3-run home run to put the Rangers on top 5-0.
They have done a great job, the Rangers have, of not trying to muscle the ball out. Take it to center. Vladdy Guerrero to the base of the wall. Cruz on top of the restaurant in center. And Michael Young into the net.
Now a base hit to right field for Josh Hamilton on the first pitch that he sees from Chad Qualls. So 2 of the 3 runs on the 3-run home run allowed by Qualls charged to Shields. Joe Madden tossed for the 5th time in 2010 as he is ejected from this game. And another base runner here for the Texas Rangers in the 5th. Still just 1 out. Here comes Vladimir Guerrero. He is 0 for 2. He's grounded out to second base in the 2nd inning. Fouled out to the right fielder Desmond Jennings in the 4th inning. Chopper up the middle. Rodriguez in the backhand will dive to the bag to tag it for the out, just ahead of Josh Hamilton, who was arriving there. Nelson Cruz is the batter. He is 1 for 2 in the game. Cruz doubled in the 2nd inning, grounded out to 3rd in the 4th inning. And take strike 1. The 0-1 pitch is outside. The crowd is chanting replay.
Well, they're chanting replay for a couple of reasons, and it goes all the way back to the Derek Jeter incident we talked about earlier, right in this ballpark, when Jeter was awarded first when the ball hit his bat. And then the Pena hit by pitch yesterday that was called a foul ball.
Nelson right side, vacated right side, and it'll find its way into right field. Guerrero goes first to 3rd, and the throw is cut off. The Rangers have runners at the corners with 2 down in the inning as Nelson Cruz comes up with his 2nd hit of the game. 1st and 3rd with 2 down here in the 5th inning. Ian Kinsler, who homered off James Shields, a starter for the Rays in the 4th inning. Takes ball 1 outside. Qualls, who retired all 4 batters he faced in yesterday's game in the first game of the series, and has allowed 3 hits since coming into this game. He's been charged with 1 run of his own, and of course has served up the 3-run home run for Michael Young in this 5th inning that has given the Rangers a 5-0 advantage.
Interesting thing about the way the 2 scoring opportunities developed. Matt Trainer in the 8th spot in the lineup was hit twice. He scored the 1st run of the game in the 3rd, and then this 5th inning rally again, Trainer was hit just out of nowhere, almost in the same spot by Shields.
He would score in the 3rd, and Trainer hit by the pitch here in the 5th inning to get it all started in this inning again. 3-0 the count, and that same kind of look in the Rays dugout that we saw early in yesterday's game when the Rangers jumped out early on David Price.
Well, I think the Rays understand just what kind of team is in the other dugout. A team with a very good starting staff and a very good shutdown bullpen.
Pitch in there for a strike, and it's 3-1 on a Rays team that's having trouble scoring runs and now looking at a 5-run deficit at the moment. Guerrero at 3rd base, Cruz at 1st base, and 2 down here in the 5th inning. There goes the runner at first as Kinsler sends it into left field, a base hit. Guerrero will score from 3rd base, and the Rangers take a 6-0 lead. So a 2-out RBI single for Ian Kinsler, and he picks up his 2nd hit of the game as Michael Young with a 3-run home run in this inning. End of the game for the Tampa Bay Rays. Their only left-hander they have in the bullpen is Randy Choate, and he is into this game.
Well, Choate made 85 appearances this season, and you can see his innings reflect the fact that he's a specialist. You don't generally ask him to pitch more than a couple of batters, and he is really a left-handed specialist, and that's why he's in here trying to get out of this inning. Hopeful of just facing Moreland and then going to somebody else down in that pen, just trying to get the left-hander out to end the inning.
Well, Chad Qualls was outstanding yesterday, retiring all 4 batters he faced. Not so much today, as he ends up going at 3rd, giving up 4 hits. The 3-run home run for Michael Young. Didn't walk anybody, nor did he strike anybody out. As Moreland takes a ball, and the count evens at 1-1. Mitch Moreland, the 9th member of the Rangers to bat here in the top half of the 5th inning. And the first 2 pitchers in this game for the Rays. James Shields charged with 4 runs, and Qualls charged with 2 runs and responsible for the 2 men on. Rangers have Cruz at second, Kinsler at first. 1-1 is hit in the air to left field. Carl Crawford is out there waiting, and he puts an end to a tough 5th inning for the Tampa Bay Rays. A 3-run home run for Michael Young. It's all part of a big 5th and a 6-0 Texas lead.